James Duncan was the artist. Great track called, great album, should I say, called Hello Fire, which is out now. 9:13.
Live from the New Scientist Labs, it's Janine Young with Wammo on Kiwi.
Yes, and due to the daylight savings changes, it's just that little bit earlier in on Melbourne City today for Janine Young. Good morning, Janine.
Good morning, Wammo.
Yes, but not to worry, because you guys catch up with New Zealand this weekend.
Yeah, we go over to daylight saving this weekend. So, as I said to you before we went to air, for the good people of New Zealand, I am here, and it's a sacrifice I'm prepared to make.
Fantastic, because we've got a couple of great stories today. This first one about thinking yourself a sharper TV picture.
Humans are very open to suggestion, and we're very visual creatures, and it appears that we're able to use these two things to advantage, because there's been a Dutch study recently that were looking at how expectations affect television viewers' perceptions. Now, everybody knows that perception and the way you see something, the way you think it is reality. Whether it be public relations or television screens, the way we think something is going to be can be very powerful. They asked two groups of 30 people to watch the same video clip by themselves on the same television. Half were told to expect a much better experience thanks to it being high definition.
Right.
And they had a whole bunch of posters and flyers and, perhaps most importantly, an extra thick cable connected to the screen. And the other half were told to expect just a normal DVD signal, so we tend to know what that's like. It's always going to be better than analogue, but, sometimes it can break up a bit and, sometimes it's not perfect.
Yeah.
When they came to ask the people afterwards, what sort of effect they'd seen and the quality of the signal, the HD group reported that they had significantly sharper and more detailed images. And in fact, they didn't. They just had an extra thick cable attached to their television and a whole bunch of posters.
And the posters would have said, now in HD, check it out, and all these kind of...
Absolutely, high definition experience and, the kinds of things that you see for Dolby when you go to the movies. It's meant to set you up to expect a much better experience. And it appears in this case that it worked. But I guess the power of suggestion worked.
So is it just the power of suggestion, or is it the fact that, some people won't even know what HD actually looks like, what a really good, crisp HD picture looks like in the first place?
I would suggest that's also part of the deal as well. There are times on some televisions that I look at it and go, oh, that looks fantastic, but the television's a bit dodgy, so HD is not going to make a lot of difference anyway.
Yeah.
So if you're being told, if you're not really aware of it, that this is a really excellent signal and you've not really seen it before, you're not going to know either, but they haven't really discussed what sort of background these people had.
Yeah.
But as I said, as humans, we're incredibly visual creatures, and we are open, very open, to suggestion. In some respects, this is actually like a visual placebo effect.
Right.
Everybody knows the placebo effect works. We're told that a sugar pill, even if we know that it's a sugar pill, is going to make us better.
Yeah.
And we believe it, and it works. So this is the same sort of thing, except for a visual experience.
I wonder if it has the same effect, because on some telly programs in the evening now, a little badge will come up at the beginning of the program on the bottom that says in HD. And then I think in little writing, we're available. Most people just say in HD, so whether or not their TV set can receive HD or not, they think, wow, this will be looking pretty good.
Exactly, and we are being conditioned at the moment to want and to desire HD. Now, certainly in Australia, we're a bit different than New Zealand, but we're starting to get channels that are in high definition. And yes, the quality is meant to be better, but the programming is different. So I think that will also influence people to think that it's better because you're seeing something different and it's a little bit exclusive and the like. But I have an old television, so HD ain't going to make a lot of difference to me because the quality of your television is going to still affect the quality of what you wind up seeing. You can have a fantastic signal coming in, but if you don't have the ability to be able to convert it to the sorts of experience that you're meant to see, if you don't have an HD TV, it's not going to make any difference.
And not only that, but the right cable going from whatever your satellite box or your terrestrial HD receiver, if you don't have the right cable going between that and the TV, then you still won't get that HD experience. So there's actually a lot of components going on there.
There are, and it would appear that these people are thinking that, I see an extra... Geez, we're so dim sometimes. I see a thick cable, it must be good.
Yeah.
You're thinking that you have more data coming in, that you need a thick cable for HD because it's carrying more bits of information.
That's so funny.
Look, as you said, I suspect it's got a lot to do with the fact that some people don't know the difference.
Yeah.
A standard Gumby walking into a room who knows nothing about televisions probably won't know the difference.
A bigger sewer pipe carrying more poos just means it's more poos, right?
Yes, that's probably a good way of putting it too.
Hey, finally, Pentagon's pain weapon may end up in police hands. What is this pain weapon?
It sounds a bit disturbing, doesn't it? The Pentagon in the US has been working with a place called the Joint Non-Lethal Weapons Directorate. You're in defence land now. The language changes. They say things really very strangely. What they're trying to do is to find a less lethal weapon. And again, here's part of the defence speak, a less lethal weapon. So they don't actually want to kill you, but they do want to hurt you, so you're going to stop doing whatever it is they don't want you to do.
Right, and this isn't a taser gun, is it?
No, it isn't. It's a weapon that they've been able to make a combination of a laser pulse. They've been able to work out the power and the wavelength such that you get a hot, burning sensation on your skin. But thankfully, it stops short of a burn. So it's actually an infrared signal. So infrared is heat. When you stand in front of a fire or in front of any kind of heater, it's infrared radiation that's coming off it. They've been able to find this combination of factors that means that you can actually get radiation, and it is radiation.
Yeah.
It's not microwaves or anything like that. It's not. They say it's not dangerous. So it means that you go, ouch, that hurts, I'm running away.
Yeah.
But you don't get killed.
Right, and when the Pentagon says it's not dangerous, you could take that with a grain of salt.
Well, I guess the fact that they're actually speaking about this publicly probably means that it's doing okay. I mean, they already have a system for large crowds. It's called the active denial system. Why do they come up with names like this?
Yeah.
But a flat plate, it's an antenna. They put it on a truck or on an aircraft, and they aim a 2-metre wide beam of microwaves at crowds, and it has the effect of making people stop what they were doing and they run away. Right. So they've already got something that can actually do this, but the question is now being raised why they need another weapon like this.
I know why, because it's a torture device that leaves no trace of torture afterwards.
Well, yes, that's unfortunately the conclusion that I think is all too easy to come to based on, well, let's call it the last 5 years, shall we? There's an analyst at Leeds Metropolitan University saying that persuading by pain rather than brain, so through conversation, has led to push-button torture in the past. If it leaves no mark on the skin, how will anyone prove it's been abused?
Yeah.
And that is part of the problem, because if you have a burning sensation under your skin, that hurts. And that's still potentially open to being misused.
It's the same like with waterboarding. Afterwards, there's no trace of the torture,
except for the psychological damage.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's the most disturbing part about it. They're saying that this could potentially be used in police hands because it's a weapon that's not actually going to hurt anybody. But there's a whole bunch of other ramifications around this. We've seen tasers in the hands of police. So what happens when your average plod gets it in their hand and misuses it? Is that then torture? Or
I wouldn't mind a go, eh?
Depends on who you're aiming it at, really.
That's right.
It's going to be rifle mounted, and it's going to have a laser, so the people who are operating it can actually see where the invisible infrared beam is going to go. So for all the world, it's probably going to look very much like a standard rifle.
Any idea on the range?
No, they haven't given any indication of that. But what they're mostly concerned about is creating a beam that's going to be able to affect the skin without damaging the cornea in your eye. It's important that you don't actually damage someone's eyes, because there's a UN protocol on blinding laser weapons against that. So anything they design, sure, it has to be able to achieve its effect, but you can't blind people while you're at it. there's a whole bunch of other things they need to be able to comply with.
Sure. You say you can't blind anyone, but who knows what the Pentagon's really saying, Janine Young.
You're such a cynic, Wammo.
Hey, thanks, Janine. Cheers for those.
My pleasure.
Those stories you'll find in the New Scientist magazine coming out next